As the holiday season nears, worries about a potential recession grow. Amazon, the world's leading e-commerce company, has started to close physical stores, shut down distribution centers, drastically reduce its workforce, and put a halt to expansion plans. Jeff Bezos, the founder and former CEO of Amazon, recently released a cautionary statement to customers and business owners. Difficult times are ahead. Now is the time to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. According to Bezos, more and more major executives are expressing their worries about the obstacles that lie ahead for us in 2023. He urges people to restrict their spending and save money in order to survive the approaching economic slump. We have a lot to cover today. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. During the holidays, American shoppers often look to take advantage of big sales, such as Prime Day and Black Friday, to buy expensive items. However, Jeff Bezos, founder of e-commerce giant Amazon and one of the wealthiest people in the world, warns that it might not be the smartest decision this year, given the current state of the U.S. economy. The billionaire's stern warning came as the U.S. saw a staggering $16.5 trillion in household debt in October, with more people utilizing credit to pay for everyday living costs. Speaking in a CNN interview, the figurehead articulated that the economy is not looking good right now. Things are slowing down and there are layoffs in many industries. People are taking it easy. Jeff Bezos suggests that it may be beneficial for both consumers and business owners to hold onto their cash and practice restraint when it comes to unnecessary spending. His reasoning is due to the potential for the economy to experience a downturn in the near future. He also warns that employees should not make any big purchases with their yearly bonuses, as a recession is a strong possibility. Jeff Bezos suggested that American families should refrain from making big purchases such as cars and TVs in order to guard against economic instability. He further advised small business owners and others to maintain a reserve of resources and to take a prudent approach. According to him, even small steps towards reducing financial risk could be beneficial for a small business if the economy takes a turn for the worse. Growth in the United States has already contracted for 3 quarters in a row, a defining moment in many parts of the world that signals the start of a recession. However, officials from the United States government deny this. Bezos' remarks add to the warnings he issued last month in response to a CNBC clip of Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon predicting a major recession. "We should start getting ready to ride out the storm," he tweeted. If you are an individual considering purchasing a large-screen television, you should probably take your time and save your money. The same is true for a new refrigerator, car, or whatever. Simply remove some risk from the equation. Many people are feeling the stress of economic uncertainty in the U.S., and Bank of America's survey from earlier this month showed that 77% of fund managers are worried about recession. Job losses and cost-cutting efforts have been implemented in recent weeks, which has only added to the fear of a looming economic downturn. Executives from the largest U.S. banks have shared their concerns in recent investor updates, warning of potential difficult times ahead. CEOs have shared with me that in light of current economic conditions, they are reevaluating potential business opportunities and seeking more assurance before they make long-term plans. David Solomon, CEO of Goldman Sachs, said an economic downturn has an impact on these matters. Jamie Dimon, CEO of J.P. Morgan, added, "A storm is brewing for the economy, and it's likely that consumers will have exhausted their savings by the middle of 2021. The Federal Reserve of the United States is attempting to reduce the current inflation rate of 9.1%, which is the highest it has been in 40 years, by increasing interest rates. This rate has gone up from near zero in March to a range of 3.75 to 4% and is expected to reach 5% soon, the highest level since 2007. This is in accordance with the executive's directives to take tightening measures to combat rampant inflation. For American consumers and businesses, high prices, increasing borrowing costs, and a shrinking economy are the reality. This is why Bezos suggests accumulating cash in order to make it through this difficult period. The billionaire has previously voiced his concern with the Fed's actions, asserting that the government tried to provide more stimulus to an already inflated and highly inflationary economy, leading to the current crisis. Inflation is a regressive tax that most hurts the least affluent. Misdirection doesn't help the country, he wrote. The founder of Amazon shared a video of Goldman Bank chief David Solomon in October, when Solomon was discussing the economic challenges that are about to erupt. "Yup, the probabilities in this economy tell you to batten down the hatches," Bezos tweeted. Amazon, headed by its new CEO 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞, is expecting to provide investors with an update early next month. Unfortunately, the e-commerce giant has seen a decrease in sales in October, with earnings results falling below expectations. This caused the company's stock to plunge 20% in one day. In response to this, 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐤 has implemented cost-saving measures, such as a hiring freeze and the suspension or delay of certain new projects. Amazon is shuttering nearly 70 of its physical retail outlets, 66 of which are located in the United States. These closings include all of its Amazon bookstores, its Amazon 4-star and Amazon pop-up stores, which sold various electronics and other gadgets. During the past few years, Amazon has been gradually moving into the physical realm, launching stores like supermarkets and return centers, as well as providing branded items like Fire tablets and Echo smart speakers. Whole Foods and Fresh have reported a decrease in sales from 2018 to 2019, resulting in their lowest quarterly growth rate since 2001. As a result, the company is now shrinking its physical retail presence to counteract the lag in growth at its physical locations compared to its overall retail business. Shares have seen a significant drop of more than 30% this year, and according to the retail expert and president of development firm SiteWorks, Amazon was the least successful of the large tech group in the past year. The e-commerce giant is now exiting a large part of the retail market after being unable to adjust to the complexities of the physical store environment. I believe Amazon's decision to close its physical locations is going to impact their business going forward. The shoppers start moving back to physical retail post-pandemic, he noted. I don't think anybody would say they've run phenomenal stores. We know that they just don't think those stores were so great because they closed them, the expert highlighted. Evil Onion and other observers have described Amazon's retail stores as disorganized, leading to a confusing shopping experience and a lack of customers. 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞 commented, "Running a retail store is more difficult than handling warehouse fulfillment, as you need to be proficient in logistics, technology, and many other things. Amazon has yet to prove their knowledge of merchandise, operations, or branding, and the ability to assort products. There is still much to be proven." Amazon's Whole Foods, which was acquired in 2017, is the company's most successful brick-and-mortar business and comprises the majority of its grocery operations. Currently, there are over 500 Whole Foods locations spread across the United States, but Bloomberg reports that at least 6 of them are slated to close. As we continue to position, Whole Foods Market is continually assessing the performance and growth prospects of its stores in order to ensure long-term success. Unfortunately, due to their low performance, the company has made the difficult decision to close 6 stores, as reported by a Whole Foods spokesman. As sales slow, the company has reported that their sales are slowing, causing them to cancel plans to construct dozens of warehouses across the United States. Data from 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞, a consulting firm, indicates that 71 warehouses have already been shut down this year. An additional 42 have either been shut down or have had their construction canceled, with 27 more being placed on hold. According to the Wall Street Journal, at least 10 million square feet of warehouse capacity is likely to be stopped leased to other companies from the 25 million square feet that is about to be shut down, while the retailer tries to end or renegotiate more of its leases. Facilities in New York, New Jersey, California, and Georgia are among those with extra space. After consumers began to cut back on discretionary spending, Amazon announced plans to cut 99,000 jobs, as reported by CNBC. Subleasing is a way for the company to lighten the financial burden of owning a building that is no longer suitable to its needs in the second quarter, according to spokeswoman 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐤. Despite ongoing inflationary pressures in fuel, energy, and transportation costs, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy stated at the time, "We're controlling the costs we mentioned last quarter, especially improving the productivity of our fulfillment network." The e-commerce behemoth announced a few weeks ago that it will begin laying off about 10,000 workers this month, though the total number of impacted workers may be higher. A person familiar with the matter previously told CNBC. The layoffs are expected to target retail and human resources departments, and to occur even as the holiday shopping season begins. Jassy wrote in a memo released earlier this month, "I've been in this role now for about a year and a half, and without a doubt this is the most difficult decision we've made during that time, and we've had to make some very tough calls over the past couple of years, particularly during the heart of the pandemic. It's not lost on me or any of the leaders who make these decisions that these aren't just roles we're eliminating, rather people with emotions, ambitions, and responsibilities whose lives will be impacted," the CDO lamented on Thursday. Amazon has announced that it is still in the midst of its yearly operational planning procedure, and business heads are evaluating the requirement for further job cuts. Jassy declared that these choices will be imparted to affected workers and organizations in the beginning of 2023. "We haven't yet figured out how many other positions will be affected. However, each leader will communicate with their individual groups when the details are confirmed." Jeff Bezos, the CEO of the world's largest e-commerce retailer, acknowledges that no one knows when the current economic crisis will end. He encourages people to take reasonable steps to minimize their risk. "You just have to try and be reasonable about it and take as much risk off the table for yourself," he says. "Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst," the billionaire stresses, because these are very challenging times for all of us. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more videos from our channel, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.